Rivers State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has assured that his administration will continue to provide quality education for youths and maintain stable funding for Rivers State University. Speaking on Saturday at the combined 37th and 38th convocation ceremonies in Port Harcourt, where 13,242 students graduated, Fubara highlighted his administration's commitment to closing infrastructural gaps, enhancing campus security, and improving welfare for staff and students. He also promised accelerated attention to satellite campuses facing operational challenges in 2026. The governor commended RSU for promoting intellectual development, leadership training, and research to address socio-economic challenges in the state and the nation. He urged graduates to seize emerging opportunities, embrace entrepreneurship, and contribute to Nigeria's growing economy. RSU Vice Chancellor Professor Isaac Zeb Obipi noted progress under his leadership, including accommodation of 40,000 students and full program accreditation of the graduates. 10,648 received first degrees, 2,594 completed postgraduate programs, with 157 earning first-class honors. Edo State Police Command has begun a full-scale manhunt for the attackers who killed a police inspector during a routine stop-and-search operation. In a statement, the command's public relations officer, Moses Siamu, said that all intelligence and operational assets have been deployed to track down those responsible. According to the police, the incident occurred around 12 p.m. when an unregistered black heavy-tinted Lexus SUV approached the checkpoint but refused to stop when flagged down. The suspicious behavior prompted the officers to attempt further checks, during which one of the occupants reportedly opened fire at close range on the inspector before speeding off. The command described the killing as a heinous crime and assured that efforts are underway to identify, trace, and arrest the culprits. Commissioner of Police Monday Agbonika urged residents to remain vigilant and report any sighting of a vehicle matching the description to the nearest police station or via the command's emergency. He appealed for public cooperation, noting that community support is essential in bringing the perpetrators to justice. The commissioner reaffirmed the command's commitment to protecting lives and property, assured the public that officers are working tirelessly to ensure safety across the state, especially during the Yuletide season. Governor Monday Okpebolo of Edo State has claimed that the recent wave of abductions in Nigeria is politically motivated, aimed at discouraging President Bola Tinubu. He noted that a similar strategy was used successfully against former President Goodluck Jonathan, but insisted that it will not succeed with Tinubu. The governor's statement comes amid fresh abductions across the country, including attacks on worshippers at Christ Apostolic Church in Kwara State and the kidnapping of 10 people in Bire Sawa and Sundu communities in Kano State. Speaking with Igbo leaders at the state government house in Benin City, Okpebolo said the kidnappings are orchestrated to influence political outcomes, emphasizing that the current administration is aware of the tactics and will not be intimidated. Troops of the Nigerian Army's Joint Task Force Sector 1, Operation Udoka, working alongside the Neighborhood Watch, have freed 14 abducted persons during a coordinated mission inside Orokam Forest, a border zone between Udenu Local Government Area of Enugu State and Ugbadigbo Local Government Area, Benue State. Security sources informed Zagazola Makama that the operation was carried out around 1:30 p.m. on Friday after actionable intelligence from local residents revealed the location of a suspected kidnappers' camp hidden within the forest. According to one of the sources, soldiers deployed in Udenu local government area immediately moved to the scene, and members of the Neighborhood Watch. The sources confirmed that all 14 victims who were abducted while returning from a burial ceremony over the weekend were rescued safely and without injuries. Preliminary findings show that the abducted individuals were taken from two different communities, Ezimo Agu in Udenu Local Government Area of Enugu State and Orokam in Ogbadigbo Local Government Area of Benue State. The victims were later handed over to the Divisional Police Officer of Udenu Division for immediate reunification with their families. According to the sources, Also, the source, troops fired 70 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition during the gunfight and returned to their base at about 7:21 p.m. without recording any casualty. The sources added that security personnel have now intensified surveillance across the area to prevent criminal groups from regrouping or operating freely. Oyo State Police Command has confirmed the kidnapping of Mrs. Ibukun Otesile, 2025, president of Junior Chamber International Ibadan Elite. The incident reportedly occurred Thursday night outside her residence in the General Gas area of Akobo, Ibadan. Otesile, a mother of two, is the daughter of Reverend Olalekan Babatunde, founder and general overseer of Jesus is King Ministries. Police spokesman, Chief Superintendent Adewale Osifeso, said investigations are ongoing. The abduction was first reported by a distress alert shared on social media by the Christian Association of Nigeria, which also contacted security officials, including the Oyo State Police Force chaplain. As of now, details about the abductors or any ransom demands remain unknown. Security agencies have been urged to deploy all necessary resources to ensure her safe release. Sokoto State Government has approved 1.66 billion naira for the renovation of 6 general hospitals across the state, officials said Friday, as part of efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery. The beneficiary hospitals include Yabo, 290.1 million naira, Shagari, 382.4 million naira, Sabon Berni, 237.1 million naira, Tangaza, 272.2 million naira. Goronyo, 291.3 million naira, and WCWC Hospital, Sokoto, 187.9 million naira. Health Commissioner Dr. Farouk Wono said the initiative is part of a strategic plan to upgrade facilities across the state's 23 local government areas, ensuring hospitals are functional and capable of delivering quality care. He also announced the procurement of HIV/AIDS testing kits and consumables worth 100.76 million naira to sustain treatment and prevention efforts following the withdrawal of U.S. certain program support. Other approvals at the State Executive Council meeting include the 2026 medium-term expenditure framework of 702.5 billion naira procurement of laptops and textbooks for schools, drainage projects, and upgrades to cultural institutions. Governor Ahmed Aliyu reaffirmed the administration's commitment to socio-economic development, emphasizing investment in critical sectors impacting residents' lives. Labour Party in Sokoto State on Saturday held its state congress electing a new executive team and urging members to unite ahead of the 2027 general elections. Supervising the Congress, Mr. Yemi Adeyemi, a member of the party's National Planning Committee, called on members to remain committed as the party works to strengthen its base across the state, emphasizing that a united party is the foundation for electoral victory. The state leader of the party, Mr. Ifeanyi Ezeagu, described the Congress as a crucial step toward repositioning the Labour Party for success in Sokoto. He encouraged members to intensify mobilization at the grassroots to rebuild trust and expand the party's presence ahead of the 2027 polls. Ezeagu noted the current state of the country, criticizing leaders for running a government that enriches friends and family. He added that defections into the ruling party often occur for selfish reasons and reaffirmed that the Labour Party in Sokoto is back on track and committed to reclaiming the country from hardship. Outgoing State Secretary Alhaji Umar commended delegates from all 23 local government areas for their peaceful conduct during the Congress. Newly elected State Chairman Abubakar Yawale pledged an inclusive and transparent administration, assuring that leadership would be without sentiment or bias. He called on all members to support the team's efforts to take over the Sokoto State Government House in 2027. Borno State Police have confirmed that 4 children died in an explosion caused by an improvised explosive device, IED, in Banki Town, Bama local government area. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Kenneth Dassel said the blast occurred on Friday at around 12:40 p.m. behind Banki Motor Park in Wajari Ward. According to the police, a 12-year-old boy, Mustafa Tija, was injured while playing with four friends in a makeshift structure behind the motor park. The IED reportedly found in the bush accidentally detonated. Mustafa was rushed to the FHI 360 clinic and is currently receiving treatment. The four children who died are Awana Mustafa, 15, Malum Modu, 14, and Lawan Ibrahim, and Modu Abacha, both 12. Police have restored normalcy in the area and investigations are ongoing. The Commissioner of Police, CP Naziru Abdul Majid, urged the public to avoid handling unknown objects and to report suspicious items immediately. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Yesem Wike, has stated that he is focused on delivering the mandate of President Bola Tinubu and not on critics or their speeches aimed at distraction, stressing that it is normal for politicians to face criticism. Wike made the remarks on Friday while addressing journalists after inspecting the ongoing construction of an interchange bridge connecting Maitama, Gishiri, Jahi and Gwarimpa in Abuja.
Well, what is important that you remain focused. Like you said, they were the ones that were arrested. Like you said on Saturday, we were inspecting Kubwa Road. You see, people would like to distract you. But the moment you are focused, you know what you are doing. You will not be perturbed by whatever they will say. Remember last time they said they were sick and they were flown overseas. This time around, they said they have been arrested in France. I'm doing my job. So it's for you to remain focused. In fact, your boss, who is the president, is happy what you're doing. And then you too, you are focused to deliver on the mandate that has been given to you. People will say all kinds of things, but in them, they're happy that we're doing a good job. But because they want to distract you, they want to carry all kinds of propaganda. Since you know what you're doing, the only thing is remain focused and deliver on the mandate given to you by Mr. President. So this is not bother me. I know that what's important is that you are doing your job. So when they carry out this kind of lies, at a point people will no longer even read the jokes they try to, tell. So for me, focus is the major thing.
Responding to questions about the 16 defected members of the Rivers State House of Assembly from PDP to APC, he said they are free to leave the People's Democratic Party. He added that his camp will continue to work with the remaining 10 lawmakers still loyal to the party, while urging the PDP to put its house in order.
I have always said that when everybody has the right to make a choice, the party is fully factionalized. And the requirement of the Constitution said that when the faction is factionalized, they are bound to leave the party. I'm still in PDP. You see that not everybody that has left. I believe 16 or 17 of them have left out of 27. We still have a quite good number, about 10, and we continue to work together. They never told me, but they have a right. So those who remained will continue to work together. And that's what I've said to the party. Put your house in order. Because at the end of the day, if you don't put your house in order, it's the party that is losing. And this of the party to work together to see how they remain in relevant opposition. They thought they choose not to. And so for me, those who have left, they are free.
While speaking on the projects inspected, the minister expressed satisfaction with the pace of work completed and assured that the contractor would receive full funding to ensure the project's completion.
From what you've seen, contractors have done very well, and they promise that next 3 months this interchange would have been completed. What surprises me is the confidence they have, even though we have not funded them very well. We can see the level of job, the level of work that they have done. I'm really impressed, and we're going to make sure that the contractor, having that confidence in us, will make sure that this job is well funded.
Thank you, sir.
So that they will be able to complete it like the promise in next 3 months. The quality of job is quite encouraging, and we want to thank Mr. President for the confidence he also has in us. And that's why most contractors are working even without the funding, believing that they will be paid. And that is what is required.
Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Dr. Maria Mahmood, has highlighted Abuja's rise as a center not only for politics but also for arts, culture and the creative industry. She made the remarks at the closing ceremony and award night of the 2025 Zuma International Film Festival held at the Chida Event Center in Utako. According to Mahmood, the festival strengthens the FCT's cultural presence, attracts visitors, supports local businesses and promotes film production and training. She noted that the film industry is increasingly recognized as a tool for shaping narratives, enhancing diplomacy, promoting cultural identity and driving economic growth. Mahmood commended organizers, filmmakers and actors for making the 15th edition of the festival a success and reaffirmed the federal government's support for the creative economy under President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. She also emphasized efforts to provide infrastructure, investment-friendly regulations and platforms for filmmakers to thrive. The festival, themed Storytelling for Global Influence, Film as a Soft Power and Economic Force, showcased Nigerian talent and highlighted the role of film in cultural promotion and economic development. Dr. Ali Nuhu, Managing Director of the Nigerian Film Corporation and host of the festival, noted the event's positive impacts on Nigeria's creative ecosystem, pledged to continue supporting film production and cinema activities in subsequent editions. People's Democratic Party in Zamfara State has called on Northern Nigeria's elites and stakeholders to form a regional security committee to tackle rising insecurity across the region. PDP Publicity Secretary Haliru Amdi made the appeal on Friday in Gusau, urging that Governors Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State lead the initiative. And cited Lawal's recent position paper on insecurity presented at the Northern Governors Forum and the Northern Emirs meeting in Kaduna as evidence of his capability to spearhead the efforts. The proposed committee would bring together Northern leaders, including governors, traditional rulers, youth and women organizers, and civil society groups to develop coordinated strategies aimed at curbing banditry and other criminal activities. And they emphasized that Governor Lawal's experience and policies in addressing insecurity in Zamfara State make him well suited to lead the initiative, which he said could chart a new path in the fight against crime in the region. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduagan, representing Kogi Central, has announced that Senate President Godswill Akpabio filed a 200 billion naira defamation suit against her over allegations of sexual harassment. She said the suit was instituted at the FCT High Court in Abuja with a court order issued on November 6 by Justice U.P. Keke Meke, allowing substituted service via the Clerk of the National Assembly. Hearing is expected to begin on January 21, 2026. Akpoti-Oduagan explained that the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges had refused to hear her petition because Akpabio's wife had already taken a related matter to court. She maintained that her troubles began after rejecting alleged sexual advances from Akpabio and expressed readiness to prove her claims in court. Akpabio has denied all allegations. Senate President Akpabio clarified that his 40 billion naira defamation suit against Akpoti Uduaghan was filed over 3 months ago, contrary to her claim that it was recently instituted. His media office said the suit arose from repeated grave and unsubstantiated accusations on social media capable of damaging his reputation. Attempts to serve Akpoti Uduaghan personally failed due to her alleged evasion, prompting the court to approve substituted service in November. Akpabio urged Akpoti Uduaghan to present evidence in court rather than relying on social media theatrics, and emphasized that legal disputes are resolved through proper judicial process, not online narratives. Nigeria Police Force has deployed a special enforcement team to ensure full compliance with President Bola Tinubu's directive prohibiting police personnel from providing VIP escorts and guard duties. According to Force Public Relations Officer CSP Benjamin Hundeyin, the team began statewide monitoring in Lagos on December 6, covering key locations such as the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge and the domestic wing of Murtala Mohammed International Airport. The exercise found satisfactory and commendable adherence with no case of unauthorized police deployment and no arrest. IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetokun reaffirmed the force's commitment to implementing the presidential order, emphasizing that police personnel will now focus on core policing duties, including crime prevention and protection of lives and property. Hundeyin stated the policy will continue nationwide without fear or favor, urging public support for a more professional and people-centered police service. President Tinubu issued the directive on November 23, replacing police VIP protection with personnel from the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps to strengthen frontline policing and national security. National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has raised concerns over the increasing circulation of smuggled and unregulated food products in Nigerian markets. In a statement signed by Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye on Saturday in Abuja, the agency identified items such as pasta, noodles, sugar and tomato paste are expressly listed on the federal government's customs prohibition list and prohibited from importation. NAFDAC warned that the sale and distribution of these products violate national trade laws, undermine food safety, and pose health risk as they have not undergone mandatory evaluation or quality checks. The agency directed all importers, supermarkets, market traders, and other stakeholders to immediately stop the importation, sale, and distribution of prohibited products. Non-compliance, it stated, will attract strict penalties, including seizure and destruction of goods, suspension of revocation of licenses, and prosecution under the law. NAFDAC called on relevant government agencies, including the Nigeria Customs Service, Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigerian Ports Authority, and others to collaborate in enforcing the ban. Stakeholders were urged to fully cooperate to protect public health and ensure compliance with regulatory standards. Former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami has dismissed reports linking him to terrorism financing, describing the claims as baseless and misleading. In a statement posted on his he explained that the reports misrepresented alleged business or institutional interactions involving some suspects, turning them into narratives that his political opponents have used for mischief. He cautioned against associating individuals with terrorism without verifiable evidence and warned against weaponizing routine institutional engagement to malign public officials. Reflecting on his tenure as Attorney General, Malami highlighted key reforms to spearhead and strengthen Nigeria's anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing systems. He noted that these reforms, implemented in collaboration with the National Assembly law enforcement bodies, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and international partners, were part of the progress that contributed to Nigeria's removal from the Financial Action Task Force grey list. Malami reaffirmed his respect for the media but urged responsible reporting on national security matters, warning that careless or sensational publications can damage reputations and weaken public trust in institutions charged with protecting the country. Governors of the All Progressives Congress under the Progressive Governors Forum have praised the economic reforms of President Bola Tinubu's administration and pledged to strengthen local security and governance in their states. The meeting held in Lagos on December 5 to 6 and chaired by Senator Hope Uzodinma reviewed national security, economic policies and social development. The governors resolved to enhance community-based security, intelligence gathering and support for victims of violence while promoting social cohesion, interfaith harmony and inter-ethnic understanding. On governance, the forum emphasized improving transparency, accountability and service delivery at the local level. They committed to citizen engagements, including town halls and consultations with traditional religious and civil society leaders to ensure policies respond to grassroots needs. The governors also reaffirmed their loyalty to the APC, committing to strengthening party cohesion, internal democracy, and the implementation of the renewed hope agenda across all states. Regarding the economy, the forum acknowledged short-term burdens from reforms, promising intensified state-level interventions in food security, youth employment, social protection, and support for small and medium enterprises. The PGF further resolved to scale up infrastructure investments, including roads, housing, transport, water sanitation, digital connectivity, and climate resilience. Projects prioritizing inclusion for marginalized groups. The governors expressed confidence in Nigeria's future as a united, peaceful, and prosperous nation and wished citizens a safe Christmas and New Year. Former National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Kola Ologbondiyan, has officially resigned from the party. Ologbondiyan announced his exit in a statement on X on Saturday, sharing a letter dated December 5, 2025, addressed to the chairman of Okekoko, Ward 09 in Kaba Bono local government area of Kogi State. In the letter, titled Notification of Membership Withdrawal, he said that after reviewing his involvement in the PDP, he had decided to leave the party for personal reasons. He also expressed gratitude to party leaders for the opportunity to serve both the PDP and Nigeria during his time in the party. Ologbondiyan's departure adds to the wave of high-profile resignations that has shaken the PDP in 2025. Within the year, 5 PDP governors defected to the All Progressives Congress. Ademola Adeleke of Osun, Doye Diri of Bayelsa, Peter Amba of Enugu, Sheriff Obuerewori of Delta, and Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom. Many cited alignments with the federal government or dissatisfaction with the party's national structure. In July, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar resigned from the PDP, accusing the party of abandoning its core principles before aligning with the ADC coalition. The defectors also include lawmakers with 16 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly switching to the APC amid political turmoil in the states. Several legislators from Kaduna, Niger and Katsina left the PDP as well, while Senator Ned Woko resigned and joined the APC later in the year. And now to our business news. Corporate Affairs Commission has announced plans to begin a nationwide clampdown on all unregistered point of sale operators starting January 1, 2026. The Commission said it has observed a surge in POS businesses operating without registration in violation of Companies Act and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Central Bank of Nigeria's agent banking regulations. According to the agency, all POS operators must be duly registered with the CAC or risk immediate shutdown. The Commission added that security agencies will enforce full compliance across the country and warned that no POS operator will be allowed to continue operations without meeting the registration requirement. It further noted that the trend of unregistered operators, often aided by some fintech companies, poses risks to the financial system and endangers citizens' fund, citizens' funds. The agency said unregistered terminals will be confiscated or deactivated, while fintechs enabling such operations will be placed on a watch list and reported to the Central Bank of Nigeria. The CAC urged all operators to regularize their status immediately, stressing that compliance is compulsory. Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedeji, has reaffirmed his commitment to implementing Nigeria's new tax laws and delivering relief to citizens and businesses despite calls for his removal by some lawmakers. In a statement by his spokesperson, Clement Kolawole, on Saturday, Kolawole emphasized that Adedeji's mandate is limited to assessing, collecting, strengthening Nigeria's tax system. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll continue with the rest of the stories. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to the rest of our stories. Gunmen stormed a hostel in Pretoria early Saturday, killing 12 people, including a 3-year-old child, police said. The attack occurred at an illegal tavern locally called the Shebeen in South Salisville Township, 18 kilometers west of the capital. Police spokeswoman Atlinda Matt confirmed 25 people were shot, 10 died at the scene, 2 in hospital, and the final victim succumbed to injuries later. Among the dead were a 12-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl. 3 attackers entered the premises around 4:30 a.m. and fired indiscriminately at patrons. Police were alerted around 6 a.m. and a manhunt is ongoing for the suspect. Authorities said the motive is unknown but noted that illegal alcohol outlets are often sites of mass shootings where innocent people get caught in the crossfire. South Africa, with one of the world's highest murder rates, continues to grapple with organized crime, gang violence, and widespread illegal firearms. Mass shootings are frequent, often linked to alcohol-related disputes and gang conflicts, with recent incidents reported in Johannesburg, Durban, and the Eastern Cape. An overnight exchange of gunfire and shelling at the Chaman-Spain border crossing left 4 civilians and 1 soldier dead, with 5 others wounded, Afghan officials said Saturday. The local hospital in Chaman reported 3 minor injuries. Both sides blamed each other for the attack. Taliban authorities said Pakistani forces fired first, while Pakistan said Afghan forces initiated the clash. Afghan officials said mortars hit civilian homes and residents reported injuries and fatalities. The border was being tense since the Taliban returned in power in 2021, with Islamabad accusing Kabul of harboring militants, claims denied by the Taliban. October clashes killed more than 70 people before a ceasefire brokered by Qatar and Turkey. Pakistan plans to partially reopen the Chaman crossing for United Nations aid deliveries, with officials saying the latest fighting will not affect humanitarian operations. Enter our sports news. Arsenal's 18-match unbeaten Premier League streak came to a dramatic end on Saturday as Aston Villa scored the stoppage time winner to claim a 2-1 victory at Villa Park. Emilio Buendia netted with the final kick-off of the game, securing Villa's 5th consecutive win. Villa had taken the lead in the 36th minute through Marty Cash after a deflected cross found him at the far post. Arsenal equalized in the second half via Leandro Trossard, who marked his 50th Premier League goal, continuing his scoring run. Despite numerous chances, Arsenal were repeatedly denied by goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez, who produced several crucial saves. Arsenal substitutes including Doniel Malin and Noni Madueke went close, but Buendia capitalized on a loose ball in stoppage time to seal the win for Unai Emery's side. Arsenal now turn their attention to the Champions League facing Club Brugge on Wednesday, before returning to Premier League action against Wolves and Everton later this month. Nigeria Football Federation and the Egyptian Football Association are in talks to set a new date for the international friendly between the Super Eagles and the Pharaohs. The match was originally scheduled for Sunday 14 December at Cairo International Stadium. The friendly was cancelled following FIFA's adjustment of the player released date for AFCON 2025, which means most European-based players will only join their national teams on 15th December. NFF and EFA are working to ensure the availability of key players while keeping the venue unchanged. The match will serve as part of both teams' preparations for the Africa Cup of Nations, which begins in Morocco on 21st December. And now to our entertainment news. Nollywood actress Bimbo Akintola has revealed the reason behind her steadfast support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. She said her support increased after opposition supporters tried to bully her over her political choice during the last election. Akintola emphasized the importance of respecting other people's political opinions, stressing that disagreements should not lead to harassment or intimidation. She explained that her decision to publicly back Tinubu was partly in response to the bullying she witnessed against other celebrities, highlighting the need for Nigerians to accept differences in opinion. The actress called for an end to political bullying, noting that diverse views are part of what makes society interesting and vibrant. She encouraged individuals to exercise their rights to vote and express their political preferences freely without fear or intimidation. Nigerian dancer Kora Obidi has stirred controversy after visiting the grave of Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti and performing a twerking tribute in his honor. The visit shared on her Instagram on Saturday included Nigerian singer Tenny and Fela's son Shehu Kuti, who appeared to approve of the homage. Obidi explained that the performance was intended to celebrate Fela's vibrant lifestyle and cultural influence. Shehu Kuti also performed a small ritual at the grave, sprinkling alcohol and involving Obidi in the tribute. The gesture has received mixed reactions online, with some users accusing that dancing at a grave crosses cultural and spiritual boundaries. Critics emphasize that while Obidi's intentions may have been respectful, the act risked being perceived as disrespectful to the late musician. Others noted that broader principle of maintaining reverence for the deceased, highlighting the importance of cultural customs and respect for burial sites in guiding tributes. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Fubara pledges continued funding, quality education for students. Police deploy special team to enforce ban on VIP escorts. Akpabio files 40 billion naira defamation suit against Akpoti Uduagan. CAC to clamp down on unregistered POS operators. South Africa hostel shooting leaves 12 dead. Aston Villa ends Arsenal's unbeaten Premier League streak. Kora Obidi sparks controversy with Fela grave tribute. I am Francis Neka. Thank you for watching. You can follow us on our social media platforms. On Twitter now, X at Atlantic TV Net, Facebook and YouTube at Atlantic Television Network, on Instagram at Atlantic TV Network. Remember, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching.